What's going on, guys? Ciao, guys. It's the Milan Guys podcast, episode 11. The host, Mike couldn't be here today. He had to work 2 jobs today, so he knows we're doing it, but he told us to do it, and he couldn't watch the game today either, so I'd give him updates later. But we're live with the 11th episode of our, the number one. Let me repeat that one more time. Number one Milan podcast. There's no others. It doesn't matter. No, anyways, number one Milan podcast, and we're here. I got a few special guests today. So the first one is Jurgen. Jurgen is actually we made him an admin of our what the heck happened there? Hello? Okay, we're good. Jurgen, we made a new admin of our account 2 weeks ago, so he's one of our new admins now. And we put his after, you can give him a follow. I have him. And we also have a special guest of the show, friend of the show, Rodrigo Palomo. Rodri, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, Luca. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. And today is a big day. It's a fun day for Milanisti. Back at San Siro, are up 1-0 against Craiova and came out victorious. We'll do a full match recap for you guys. And we'll get right into it. I'm going to tweet the link on Twitter, just on our Twitter, just to have everybody tune in live, and we're going to get right into it, guys. So, again, huge Thursday. I know it's going to take some time to get used to playing on Thursdays, but honestly, I'm just so happy with seeing a San Siro that has 65,000 fans in it. The most ever Europa League qualifier, like the most watched Europa League qualifier ever. And that's a San Siro. Obviously, Milanisti were Europe deprived for the past 4 seasons. And yeah, 65,000 fans to watch the second leg against Craiova, and came out victorious 2-0. Could have been more. But yeah, let's go for a full recap. So let's just start right off. In the 9th minute, off a corner, the Craiova goalie punched it out, and Bonaventura kind of pounced on the rebound and put it in the right corner with a nice celebration. He kind of blew some kisses to the fans. One on his 2 knees. I was really happy when he scored. I was really pumped. That kind of got the fans really jumping and going. I heard a few chants. Bianconero, and then in the 51st minute, we got a few chances. We got a few chances in the first half. Niang got a shot on net. Just, we had a few chances here and there. And at halftime, it was 1-0. But I'm not going to ignore it either. Donnarumma made a huge, decisive save I think it was like the 24th minute or something around there. Huge save on the Craiova forward. It was a really nice build-up by Craiova. And Donnarumma one-on-one, like he did last game, too, really decisive. He saved it with his face, but oh my God. I think he's slowly moving his way into everybody's hearts again. When I was thinking for myself, he's in my heart again. And then the 18-year-old Patrick Cutrone doubled our lead in the 51st minute off a free kick. Ricardo Rodriguez put the ball in. He kind of hit one of the Craiova defenders and bounced to Cutrone right in front of the goal, or right near the goal line. He kind of just pounced on it, and like a poacher goal and chipped it in, which was good. And it's really good for his confidence too. A player like him, he needs more time. Obviously, he's a very raw talent, and he needs time to develop. And we told Crotone it was unsellable. He's not available. So imagine Cutrone playing for Cotrone. Anyways, let's talk about the game. So 2-0 final score. Milan win 3-0 aggregate against Craiova. The draw for the next round is tomorrow. Just to remind you. So we're going to be playing another team. We'll play another team. I think it's in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. I think it's the August 20th week. That'll be the first leg. If we win the first, second leg against whoever we play, then we'll be put into the Europa League group stages. So we'll have to wait till tomorrow to see the draw for that. Let's talk about the game. Jurgen was only able to watch the first half. I get an appointment I think for the second half. So Jurgen, what were your thoughts? I know you only watched 45 minutes. So what were your thoughts? Build up everything. All the new players, the old players. What are you thinking?
I think we played well. I can hear myself twice. What is happening right
now? No, you're good. You're good. I don't think we can hear you. We can't hear you.
Okay. Well, anyways, I think we played well. It was nice to see Kessie playing well again. He scored a banger, which didn't count, obviously.
Yeah, it didn't count. Really nice, though.
Cutrone was offside. But, yeah, we played well. I think Locatelli did well. I think Niang, again, wasn't the best. I don't think really he has a place in the team, or at least the first team by any means.
He does, though. I think he does have a place in the squad.
I think maybe as a backup he might stay, but if we get like that rumored 16 million, 18 million that Everton were willing to offer or something like that, I would still take that.
That was like 2 months ago, though.
I know, but if we still get an offer around that range, I think I would take it. Cutrone didn't have the best ball control in the first half, and his passing wasn't too great. But again, he's still a young talent, a raw talent, more of a poacher from what I've seen of him in both legs end of preseason. Suso looked dangerous every time he was on the ball. I think it was great to have him back. He adds a lot of danger, a lot of creativity when he plays.
For sure, Suso's a great player, and even when he hasn't played since last season in the first team, he didn't skip a beat or miss a beat.
Yeah, for sure, he was right back into things. Granted, it was against Romanian farmers, but
yeah, but you know what? Though, like
they had a lot of motivation because for them, like that, it's a big opportunity.
Every game.
So both legs they came at it like from a good approach on their standpoint. Like they wanted to win, they wanted to get an upset. Good, luckily for us, we're a lot better quality than them. I also thought Conti did really well.
Conti was good
first half. Musacchio did well again. Zapata was Zapata.
I can't really pick out any players who were bad today.
Yeah, it was just I think everybody was decent except for Niang, but he wasn't like exceptionally bad. He just didn't really do well from what I saw in the first half. And then, of course, Donnarumma had that brilliant save.
Amazing save.
I think we could have been like 3-0 up in the first half, honestly, with the chances we had and with the way we were going. So I think a 2-0 victory overall is a little bit like of an undersell of our performance. But
but you know
we
what?
played really well from what I saw.
After the second goal, it's all kind of obvious. We kind of put the foot off the pedal a little bit. Like there's no need to destroy this. There's no. If we would have won I guess 6-0 or 3-0, there's no difference. You don't get anything better. Like it doesn't matter.
The point is to go through, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like we took Bonaventura off. We took Cutrone. Like we took guys off. Like we just. After you seal the win, like you don't need to embarrass a team like that. Like it's just not very. It's not.
It's not classy.
It's not classy. Like especially like a team like Craiova. Like it's obviously like we're even our substitutes are better than these guys. So it's just it was a good win all around. Good management, good coaching from Montella, good tactical approach. Rodri, what do you think? So, like, we kind of talked about Jurgen just talked about Cutrone, and he scored. He did. The stat is he's the youngest Milan player to score in Europe since Pato a few years ago. What do you think about Cutrone? Like, does he have a spot in the squad? Well, how do you think he looked today? And what do you think about the season with Cutrone?
I think he looked really good. For a player his age to play in an important match like this, it takes a lot of mental strength and confidence, and to see him pressing defense and making those, I think it's a good sign. I know that obviously we all know that Milan are after another striker, so should they sign someone else, it would just make it would force Cutrone to fight for his spot a little more. But I think he's definitely showing that he deserves to be there. And if he were to leave the club on loan, he definitely has shown that he is the future of the club, and he deserves the continuity that we all want him to have. So I think he did really good. He's really young, and he's got a nose for goal that we've lacked in a long time. The last good youth product forward that we had was I think the last one that I can think of was Simone Gans, who I thought was really good, and then look where he ended up. I think he's actually owned by Juve now. So,
That's funny you said that.
so
That's funny, Gans.
yeah,
Gans.
I think he's going to do good. You know, I think he's shown that he deserves a spot. He deserves to at least fight for a spot. And
Yeah.
like I was mentioning earlier, if Milan failed to sign another striker, then I think that most fans would be okay with placing all our chips in Silva and Cutrone as our rotating options in attack.
Mm-hmm. And just to add on that, 6 minutes ago, Sky just reported that Milan's new striker should arrive in the next 15 to 20 days. Besides Aubameyang, Diego Costa, and Kalinic, there is also Falcao. Meanwhile, Milan have ended talks for Andrea Belotti. That's from Sky.
Wow. That's huge. You know, I kind of expected that, as much as good as Belotti is, for the money that they asked. And, I thought it was a little too much because, they were asking for a fortune and, technical counterparts going the other way. So that was big for, a player who's only had one good season. Not to say he won't do it again, but I think that it wasn't at this point. It's not really worth investing in him if we have all these other options out there that can still come in and do as good a job as he would.
No, for sure. We're gonna have to see. I guess their goal is just is to get a striker before the transfer market ends on September 2nd. I think it is something like that. I guess they already kind of completed the squad, the majority of the squad early, like they said. And now they're going to add that big piece. I think it's going to be Diego Costa. Honestly, I have a feeling it's going to be Costa, and I'd be very happy with that.
I think he's the most cost effective because Aubameyang is going to be 70 million. Kalinic will be 30 million, and he's not worth 30 million whatsoever. And Diego Costa, I could see maybe 40, 50 million if we sign him, or potentially less because he has no place at Chelsea. Conte doesn't want him, he
already said he's leaving.
He's on his way out of Chelsea, so I'm sure they're just trying to get money for him.
I think he'd be around 40 to 50.
Yeah, I think so. I think 40, probably 50.
He's a great.
He's a really, really good player. He's got his behavior issues and all that stuff, and he gets people riled up, and he gets riled up, all that stuff. But when you have the scoring output that he does, it's kind of easy to overlook that. So it's he'd be a great addition, I think. No,
yeah, for sure. I don't really want to talk too much Mercato right now. Let's get back into the match recap again. Cutrone, we'll see what's gonna happen. Again, he said he's unsellable, so maybe he'll be one of those rotational guys. Maybe that's why we sold Lapadula. I don't know. Maybe that's why.
I think Lapadula wanted to be a starter. I think that's why.
Yeah, maybe.
He deserved it. He deserved to be.
Yeah, I love him. So I kind of hope he scores against us this year, just to make it 2-1. No, just to make it 2-1. Just to make it 2-1.
Yeah, a little
anyways, so what I wanted to do too was kind of go through, what Milan's midfield looked like today, and how effective it was. And it just kind of makes all the difference. So today we had Bonaventura, Frank Kessie, and Locatelli in Regista spot. Locatelli replaced Montolivo, thank God.
Yeah.
So basically, the thing is here is that Montolivo obviously looked like he was 6 steps slow last week.
Oh, he was awful. He was awful in the first leg.
Locatelli comes in, and today, in my opinion, he makes a case for being one of the man of the matches. He was pretty good. He was really calm, distributed the ball effectively, made a few nice tackles, win back possession. Locatelli looked more composed, looked more mature, to be honest. Aside from a few missed passes, he was pretty effective, and I think he's a player that's ready to be the guy behind Biglia. So Biglia is that starting guy.
Yeah,
he's the guy, and I think he can learn a lot from Lucas Biglia. Lucas Biglia is a top class regista. He plays his position great. He's one of those guys who can pull the strings, right? And that's what hopefully Locatelli can be one day. So, what do you think? Jurgen, what do you think about Locatelli's role? And again, clubs have wanted to loan him apparently and stuff, but we deemed him unsellable as well. So, Jurgen, what do you think? what do you think about Locatelli? And like, do you agree with me? Or do you think he can play behind Bielia? You know, and we're gonna play hopefully 3 competitions this year. So do you think he'll get his minutes?
Oh, for sure. He's better than Montolivo by a long shot. He's better than Sosa.
Well,
So
again, I don't think Sosa's not a regista though. He's like an attacking midfielder.
no, he was just a makeshift like stopgap option because Montolivo was out, and I think I think Montella didn't want to rush Locatelli last season.
Yeah, he's also getting a lot of minutes. He wanted to just relax with.
So yeah, I think he's a perfect second option. He's young, he's talented. I think as the backup option, he'll get a good amount of minutes to help his development.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty good for his age. He's pretty calm for his age, composed. His passing, I think needs a little bit of work, but I mean he's young, so that'll come with time, the passing and all that. So yeah, I think in the first half he did really well, I think, and I think he's a great option to have as Biglia's backup.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think Locatelli's going to be a great player, and I did player ratings for Paul today for the game, and I put Locatelli as like the second best behind Bonaventura. I think he was really, really good, really, really effective. I remember a few times last season when Locatelli was kind of on the ball, I was kind of nervous. He looked a bit nervous. He only wanted to make back passes only, but he's slowly progressing and starting to move the ball forward, which is what we need, right? That's what Bielia does, makes him so good.
Yeah.
But again, I'd love to see Locatelli come in the odd game, get some minutes here and there, play in Coppa Italia, play in Europa League, or even if Bielia gets, accumulation of yellow cards or he's injured or he's just, give him some rest. Locatelli's good enough to replace Bielia. And then, maybe you even replace him in 3 years after Bielia's contract's done.
I think that's probably the plan.
Yeah. But, we'll see. So after Locatelli, Bonaventura, even when we bought all these players, Bonaventura is still the best player on the field. And he bought him for 7 million euros.
Technically 5.
Around 5. That goal today was nice. He's just so good on the ball, off the ball. He can take on defenders. He's very calm, very calm. Rodrigo, what do you think? Like Bonaventura, he's so versatile too, right? He can play in midfield and play left wing. Do you think that is he still going to be the guy with all these new signings? I think he is. I think he is. I still think he's the best player on the team.
I don't think his role's going to change at all because, in my opinion, he's more of the engine of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, with all the new additions, all the additions in midfield and all the foreign players that joined, they're going to be looking to him they're going to rely on him to dictate the flow of the game when the going gets tough. And I think he's going to be perfect at that. And, with the same as the other players on the team, he's only going to get better with more quality around him. And I think he showed that today. It was great to see him get back on the score sheet. You can tell it had been a long time coming for him, just
for sure,
based on how he celebrated. So yeah, I don't think his role is going to change at all. I think he's only going to get better, and he's going to benefit from the quality around him. So I expect him to have another good year, and hopefully he can stay consistent and injury free, because that wasn't the case the past few seasons. But obviously with the depth that Milan have brought in the midfield and in attack, then he should be able to, play more comfortable, play with a little less pressure, and, consequently affect the game in a better way for us.
Yeah, he got really unlucky though last year, that injury. It was barely nothing. I mean, he thought he actually walked off the field by himself, and then we find out that he's out for the year. So that's just kind of I guess unlucky. But just going with Bonaventura again, he's gonna. I think if we go with a 4-3-3, I think he stays in the midfield with Calhanoglu going on the left wing. I'm pretty sure. But again, we don't really know because there's so many rumors of what our formation is going to be. I truly think that Montella still goes with his 4-3-3 because that's what he likes. That's what he does. That's his formation.
Agree.
And I guess Calhanoglu, he did pretty like we actually today we switched from when Calhanoglu got subbed on for Suso, we went to a 4-2-3-1.
I think that's going to be the scheme that Montella's going to prefer if we're playing a back four. Because I don't know if you think about it, if you play a 4-3-3 on the pitch, that can translate to a 4-2-3-1 easily, just based on how how much you're dominating the game. So, I think that's what he's going to opt for, more often than not. Although we all want to see a 3-5-2, which I think at some point he's going to try on on important games and must-win games against tough opponents. So
no, for sure,
it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, no, 100%. I totally agree. With the 4-2-3-1, it actually gives. If you go with a 4-2-3-1 with Kessie and Biglia as a 2, and then you put Bonaventura out wide on the left with Calhanoglu as a 10, which is a natural position. Suso with Andre Silva up top, wide having a very dangerous lineup.
Definitely.
And it just kind of gives more room for players like Bonaventura, even Suso too. Just more room. Kessie and Villa can roam together and kind of play off of each other. I think it'd be a very good idea. Honestly, I did some player ratings too, and I want to go like obviously last midfielder, and Frank Kessie. I kind of said it before, but he's something that we've lacked in the midfield for a very long time. Just Kessie, I don't even know. It's really hard to explain. It's hard to explain why he's so effective, but he's a tank. He doesn't get pushed off the ball. When he has possession, he doesn't lose it ever. But he's not like an N'Golo Kante or something who doesn't have like great skills on the ball. Like Kessie's creative. He made a few decisive passes. I remember on the counter today, he made a nice pass to Ricardo Rodriguez, and he's creative. And I was thinking about it today. I'm really finding it hard to compare Kessie to any other players around Europe or the world. Jurgen or Rodrigo? Jurgen first. Do you know any players that compare to Kessie? And Kessie's only 20 years old. We think, but Kessie's only 20 years old. So is there any players that even compare to him?
He's kind of similar to Kuchka in a way. I think somebody said it last podcast. I think it was Fede. He is a little bit because he's like that strong guy. He's and he tracks back and he goes forward. He can go both ways, but he's younger and better. But I'm really impressed by how well-rounded he is because he's very good in multiple aspects of his game. And for his age, which, for all we know, he could be 35. We never know. But you know what I mean? Like, I think for being like, he's 20 years old, right? Officially 20 years old.
20, yeah.
On paper.
On paper. For his age, I think how well-rounded he is really astounding. I can't really think of anybody at his age that well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Like the closest comparison is like a younger, better Kuchka, I guess. But
I guess so.
More.
But he's a tank and he's aggressive, but he also has attacking awareness. He's creative. He's creative. I don't know. He's just really good. He's very good on the ball. Like I'm trying to think of a player he reminds me of. Like Roger.
I don't like to compare anyone.
Oh, you don't?
Anyone's gonna become like a legend, but I have to make an exception for Kessie. I think he reminds me a little bit of a mini Seedorf. How he
really
on the pitch, and he has. I don't know. I feel like the way he plays, just everyone else feeds off of that. Just the fact that he's everywhere and he uses his body so well, and he always makes the right decision, and you never feel like he's overdoing anything on any side of the pitch. So, and he's only 20 years old. He obviously knows the league and he's aggressive, and the fact that he doesn't seem to be faced off by challenges or by whoever he's facing. Like when he faced Bayern, I thought he was incredible, and obviously in our game last week in Romania, I thought he was really good. So like I said, I don't like to say he's going to become the next Seedorf or this other name, but I think that he's going to take on a role that he used, and what you guys were talking about. I think it's exactly to him. So
he's excited. Okay, yeah, no, exactly. It makes sense, but Yeah, no, Kessie's gonna be a player that Kessie's gonna be a player that's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be consistent for a long time. I think. I know he's only 20 years old, but just so strong on and off the ball, and his movement too off the ball is very effective. And like you kind of said, Roger, you said that like players kind of feed off of him, and you're right. That's kind of a really good way to put it because he's depending on who he's playing with, right? He has to be if he's playing with if Kessie was playing with Kuchka and like tractors and stuff like that, like big trackers like that, maybe he wouldn't look as great. But if he's with really creative guys who can take on defenders like Bonaventura can, he's so effective, and he's a player that many European teams wanted, and we won the battle for him. So
now that I think he's kind of similar to Vidal in a way.
you think Vidal? That's actually not even a bad comparison. Vidal's
he's good defensively, he's good offensively, he's good physically, everything. He's a great box-to-box player, and he's kind of similar to Vidal, I think.
That's actually good. That's a really good comparison, actually.
I think our 20 million obligation will turn out to be a bargain for him. I think he could go on to be like one of the best players of his generation, maybe, if he continues on the way he is. For his age, he's very good.
Oh, for sure. There's not many midfielders that are 20 years old that because it is when he plays, he looks like he's like 20, 28. He looks like he's been around,
Yeah, he's very composed, yeah. He's very he lets off this like aura of being more experienced that he is. So
and it's just kind of weird like that. Like he just looks composed. I don't know what it is. He just looks like he's experienced it all and he's been there for a long time. And yeah, I don't know. It's just it's good though. Like it's a player that we need and a player that, again, like I said a few minutes ago, like he's just so effective everywhere on the pitch, and he's effective in almost every situation if he's good all around. And those players who are good all around is huge. Let's talk about. I wanted to just kind of chime in about Niang, and I think Niang. I don't know. I think Niang is a player that is. I don't know. It's just hard to. Honestly, it's hard. It's hard to say what Niang is. I don't know. He's a player that I think has potential, and he's not a winger. He's not a winger. He's a striker. He's a forward. He's in the middle. He's a physical beast, right? He's big. He's strong. He's tall. And he's fast. And I think he's a player that would be so much better down the middle. And we saw that when he played under Mihalovic. When Niang played with Baca, he had like 5 goals, 5 assists in like 18 games. That's pretty good. Or 18 appearances. That's pretty good. Like, Roger, go with you first. What do you think about Niang? Like, does he have a place in this team? And I know it's a big argument. Not many people like Niang. Like today, he had a few chances to score. He almost scored. So, like, what do you think?
I think he can have a place. I don't know if it's a place that he would want to have on the team, but with Milan playing about three competitions, not officially, but it seems like they're heading in that way. With 3 competitions, with injuries, suspensions, and just rotations in general, I think he can find a role that can benefit him and the team in the right way. I think his problem has always been his mental attributes. I think that he's weak mentally, and sometimes he lacks that that's the smart decision making that you want to see in a player in the final third. But a lot of things can change with all the quality that we brought in. Obviously, the locker room is growing in confidence. There's different kind of leadership on the team. There isn't so much the negativity that had been surrounded the team the past few years. We can say that is no longer there with all the quality players they've brought in. So I think if Niang can kind of fix his mentality in a way, and essentially realize, hey, I'm not maybe a starter. I'm not good enough to be a starter right now, but he can become a huge option for us off the bench. He knows the team. He's played in the league a lot. So if he's willing to take on a more rotating role, or less protagonist role, then I think he can be very useful. He's fast. He can score. He's strong, and if he can feed off of the mentality and the quality of all the other players around him, then I think he can become important. But I don't think that Milan would reject a good offer for him if it's around 15 or 18 million. I think they should ship him if that offer arrives. But if he were to stay and if he can acclimate to a role off the bench, then I think he can be important and add a lot of depth.
No, yeah, for sure. I don't know. I don't know. Jurgen, what are your thoughts on Niang? I know we've talked about this before, and I think you agree with me. He's not a winger either. He's not a winger. He doesn't have the dribbling ability to be a winger. But we were talking about it earlier in the show. What do you think? Having Niang off the bench, if he's willing to take that role, which he might be, that's pretty. That's better than what most teams have off the bench as a wing. No.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you that he's not a winger. He's more of that second striker because he's not a striker either. He's not really a target man. He doesn't have
Italian term. He's a secondary striker who plays behind the main striker.
Yeah, because he flourished in that role under Mihailovic with Bacca. He flourished in that role, but when you move him back out wide, his first touch isn't the best, and he has pretty bad decision making most of the time. I think off the bench, he would be an okay option to have as our backup winger. I expect Çalhanoğlu to be our starting left winger unless we sign somebody else, which I'm not sure if we still are after Keita or anything like that. I would actually still welcome Keita. Keita Balde, I should say, not Naby Keita. He's probably unattainable. But Keita Balde, I think if it was if he was still available, I would still buy him because he's a good option to have. But yeah, as a backup option, as a bench option, he could get minutes off the bench, minutes in the Coppa Italia, stuff like that. I think Niang would be decent if he's willing to stay as a backup. If he's expecting to start, I don't think there's any room for him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's still young too. He could all of a sudden just something could click and he could just become insane. So you never know. But I think right now he's a bench level player for us. Anything above 15 million, I think we would probably accept. But yeah.
Yeah. So just some breaking news here, and Fastone just said this. He said in Italian, but I'll translate it. I missed reports today. Again, more reports about the bank bonds. The bank bonds aren't going to come, and and Bonucci and Biglia cannot play until they come in. Apparently, Milan were rejected when they asked a certain bank, another bank for it. I don't know. So basically, Fastone just said, I don't think there's a single Serie A club that has deposited their bank bonds yet. The deadline's August 11th. And he basically said the fans can relax and do not be scared. Bonucci and Biglia will play very soon. There's no problem. Nessun problema. Problemi. What do you say? I'll get the direct quote. I just quoted it on Twitter. For you guys follow me, I just quoted it. From Antonio Vitello, he just quoted it. Yeah, nessun problema. So no problem. They're gonna play as soon as they're gonna play very soon. No problem. Don't read the reports. The reports that say that Bonucci and Biglia aren't gonna play. They're gonna go back to the other clubs or whatever. If you go on the Serie A site, they're deposited. They're actually deposited as transfers. And Montella at the game also said Bonucci and Biglia will certainly be on the pitch. Will certainly play the next competitive match. And Milan's next competitive match, I believe, they play a friendly on the 9th against Real Betis. But I believe our first official match probably would be on the 21st in Crotone. Be the first game of the Serie A season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the first game? First. So when the Europa League draws tomorrow, but when would that game be? Do we know? It'd be that week, right? 20th, right? It'd be that week, right?
I heard that Milan would ask the Lega to move our match to the 21st or 22nd, so that
sorry. They want to move it to the 20th, the Sunday, because right now it's on the Monday. So they want to move it to the Sunday because we might play that Thursday.
Exactly. So I think it will happen. I mean, I don't see why not. But regardless, it should be a win at Cotrone.
Yeah, I know exactly. But the fans want. Even me, I want Bonucci and Biglia there just so all these stupid reports can go away. But again, even Milan and I just quoted it. Milan fans can stay calm. Bonucci and Biglia will play as soon as possible. There are absolutely no problems. So I mean, what Fassone's not going to say this if there's something wrong. You know what I mean? He'd say, we'll see. He's not going to say there is problems, but he's not. He seems really confident, and no reliable source, Sky, no newspaper has reported this. Remember this. So, and like Fasone has said, no Serie A teams have deposited their bonds yet or whatever. Have deposited. What is it? He said, I don't think any Serie A team had deposited their bank bonds yet. The deadline's August 11th. Today's August 3rd. So, August 11th is next Friday. Anyways, Fasone also just said that Ibra and Falcao are also names that we are evaluating to strengthen our attack. There are 5 to 6 names. So the 5 to 6 names could be Ibra, Falcao, Costa, Aubameyang, Kalinic. That's 5. The 6th, I have no idea.
Either we're still in for Belotti or it's just a secret name.
No. Belotti's done. I think.
I don't think we're in for Belotti, but maybe they're still trying to do something. I doubt it though. Cairo's not going to sell for under the release clause. So
no, he's obviously being very tough in negotiations. So, and it's just not even worth it right now. So.
Yeah, 100 million is reserved for like the top tier players in the world, and Belotti isn't that yet. I think that's like common knowledge.
Yeah, we'll see. Out of those players, what would you want? Who would you want?
Out of the ones, probably Costa and Ibra for me.
Ibra for free. Ibra be free. So,
well, Ibra, like the thing with Ibra is he's a leader on and off the pitch, so I think he would be really good to develop both Andre Silva and Cutrone, and he's still like I'm sure he would still be a starter for us, possibly. Like depending on Andre Silva's form up until January, like I think when he's fit again, he's probably still got the quality to be a starter.
Rodrigo, what about you?
So I think I agree. I think either one of Ibra and Costa would help. I would personally like Costa because he's in his prime and he's kind of ferocious and aggressive.
But only permanent though. Only permanent, no loan.
Yeah, well, I would take him on a loan for 1 year.
Really?
If it means we don't pay anything, absolutely, because he can play his heart.
Oh no! If we don't have to pay anything, it's a free loan.
Yeah, I mean, I would pay if we paid like under 10 million for a 1 year loan for one of the best strikers in the Premier League who's in his prime. I would be okay, but also I wouldn't mind having Ibra. I think that he would be. Imagine Cutrone and Silva playing with him and training with him. It would be huge for their development, as we were just mentioning. And I think he'd be good. Maybe because he's getting up there in age, he would also be more open to allowing Cutrone and Silva to have more space, which would only benefit their development more. So I think either one of those would be good. In the end, I think they're gonna try and get Costa. I think he's the better option. He's he's on his way out of Chelsea, so I think that should lighten up the negotiations.
Conte doesn't want him, so
yeah.
I don't know. I think I want Costa, but there's a lot of hate with Kalinic. But what happens if we just get Kalinic? I mean, like,
it's a waste of 30 mil if we get Kalinic.
No, it won't be 30 million. I can assure you, it won't be 30 million for Kalinic.
Yeah, I don't think it would be either, but it wouldn't be a bad idea too. And if we get him, that means that Silva becomes more of a protagonist. And if we were to get someone like Ibra or Costa, that just makes Silva and Cutrone have to fight for their spot more. But all in all, I don't think, regardless of who they sign, whether it's Kalinic, whether it's Falcao or Aubameyang or anyone, they're all gonna come and they're gonna benefit Milan, and the attack's just gonna get better. So, I think at this point the front office is just trying to get one for the right price and not overpay for anyone.
No, it's for sure, and it should be really interesting. Again, even though the games are all starting now, the Mercato will be. The Mercato will be still interesting on the side.
Oh, it's only getting started, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Mercato is about to get, like, insane because the Neymar transfer is going to like cause a big chain, I think.
Yeah, I just set it off. Exactly.
Yeah, my question is, like, Nikita Fasuka just tweeted, what do we think of Falcao? And everybody's tweeted garbage. Falcao's not garbage.
He's not garbage,
had a
but I
really
think
good year.
he's probably too old and a bit too injury prone for what we want to do. Then again,
What if he-
Ibra is old, but I think Ibra is a lot higher of a level than Falcao is.
Mhm.
At the same
What if
time,
it's cheap, though? What if it's cheap?
his
He's only
wages are
31.
still insane, I
He's
think.
only 31.
Falcao.
He's only 31 years old.
His wages are probably still insane, though.
I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about wasting our non-European spot on him.
Oh, that's true as well.
I think he
Scored 21 goals, though.
he just started finding his feet, though. Like the year before he was terrible. So I think if you're Falcao, his best option would be to just stay at Monaco, where he had a great year last year. Have one more year, it's a year before the World Cup, so every player just needs minutes and they need continuity and consistency. So I think he would be better off staying there if he comes. Then again, it wouldn't be the end of the world, because he's not a good enough striker to where you have to field him every match, and start him every match. So I think that if he were to join, then like I was saying before, Silva and Cutrone would still be able to play a part in the team. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. And regardless of who comes in attack, we have two young great options behind them in the pecking order. So it's good to see that we have
exactly.
Well, another thing with Falcao is I doubt he'd even be available, because I think Mbappe is probably on his way out now.
I'm not
exactly.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, because apparently he asked to leave, and Barca need a replacement for Neymar. So
imagine
maybe Mbappe.
I don't think I'd pay 140 million for him, though. Like, that's what the quoted price is. Like, that's insane.
He had one good season.
He's 18.
Yeah, he's 18. He had a good season. I don't know. It's just the prices are just insane this year.
It's crazy
for that much. And Cristiano Ronaldo for 80 million back in 2009 was a steal.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's chat. Just quickly. Donnarumma, made an amazing save today. Even Craiova's coach said that Donnarumma was decisive in both games. And I think he's kind of right, because he made a huge save one-on-one in Romania. And he made another huge save one-on-one today. Do you think he is he's in the hearts of Milan? Because like the fans loved him today. They were giving him everything. Every time we score, he celebrates. Is he back in Milanisti hearts?
I think he's on his way there. I think a lot of people probably still feel hurt by the whole situation. And like we don't know what actually happened. Like, I'd like to believe he is a Milanista. I think he's one of us, and I like to believe so. But this whole thing could have just been him asking to leave, and then he put Raiola under fire to cover his tracks. Like, we really don't know. Like I said, I think he is one of us, and I hope he is. But we don't know what's going to happen. I
really think he's one of us.
I think he is. You never know these days, right? So, but yeah, I think he's on his way back. I mean, 2 crucial saves in his first 2 games back. That's pretty good. And he's, like I said it before, he wanted to leave, or quote unquote, he wanted to leave. Raiola wanted him to leave, whatever. I said it during, and I'll say it now. He's genuinely, I believe he's one of the top 10 goalkeepers in the world.
Top 10.
That's like,
without a doubt.
Top 5.
Top 10 easy. Top 5, I think he was better than Buffon last year, man. In Serie A, he was better.
He's better than a lot of goalies last year.
Yeah, like, I mean, he still has his little mistakes that he makes. He's not the best near post, and with his feet, he's not sorted yet. But
yeah, but
the man's
18. He actually looked much better with his feet today.
Oh no, he was good today with his feet, I think.
I think Milan just in general. There was a sequence today where they pressed the defense really high up on the pitch, and I think it was Musacchio who started it. And
with the shoulder. Was it with the shoulder?
Yeah, but there was just the way Milan. I think Musacchio's another underrated signing, but he's so calm on the ball. Last year we had Paletta, who wasn't bad, but it was a lot of long balls, and I think I like how Musacchio plays very vertical, and all that translates to everyone else. I think that the style that Milan are playing now, they're only going to be better. Obviously Montella prefers a possession-based style, but it'll be good. And with Donnarumma, I think little by little he's gonna win everyone's heart back. Today when he jumped on the pitch, I don't know if you guys read a tweet that everyone clapped for him.
Yeah, and when I said his name.
Yeah, so you have to understand that the kid was 18 and he probably didn't handle it right.
But honestly, here's the thing that he was in Poland the whole time. He never actually said anything in the media. So maybe he was all his agent. We don't know.
I think so. I think that he didn't handle it correctly. I think that he was just under a lot of pressure and under a lot of stress when he decided not to negotiate. But I believe 100% that his intention was to always stay, and it showed in the fact that he signed. So.
Yeah, well, the only thing is that the only thing he really said was "Sowieso sempre."
Yeah, exactly.
And that became a meme on Milan Twitter, so that was great.
I love it. I'm gonna get it tattooed on me. I think. Honestly, it wouldn't even be that bad. Like if someone got it, like a random person got "Sowieso sempre," it's not even that bad of a tattoo idea.
Maybe 10 years from now, it'll be a big quote.
If you're a positive person, you want to get "Sowieso sempre," like always smile. Like it's not that bad. Like it's not too bad.
Yeah. I want to mention one thing about Musacchio because we were talking about him and how he was an underrated transfer. I feel sorry for him in a way because the Bonucci thing came out of nowhere, and I think he might get hard done by it because I think Montella will stick with the forward at the back.
I think Romagnoli's dead. I truly think he's not coming back for a long time. I think he's injured.
Didn't he have physical? He doesn't have to have surgery. I think that was the news recently.
Yeah, which means they're probably just going to.
I think Musacchio will play until Romagnoli is back, but I think if Montella sticks with a 4 at the back, I think Musacchio is the one who's going to be on the bench because Romagnoli, he's solid and he's young and he needs that playing time and he adds a lot to our game, but Musacchio does as well. And Bonucci, he's not going to get benched. He's probably top 5 center backs in the world, so that's not happening.
But here's the thing. Say Romagnoli comes back at the end of August and Musacchio's playing great and the team's playing great. Montella's not taking Musacchio out.
I think he'll do a 3 at the back if Musacchio continues the way he is.
When it ain't broke, you don't fix it. That's how it is. Don't fix it. If it's working with Musacchio Bonucci, for example, if it's working Musacchio's the path that you keep it. That's how it is. That's how you do it.
I think defensively, Milan are in a great spot. If you look at all the teams that have succeeded in Europe, like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all those, they all you need depth to succeed. And having Romagnoli and Musacchio fighting for a spot in the back, it's huge. We're playing 3 competitions. At some point, someone's going to get a red card, a yellow card. It's going to get a small injury.
Oh yeah, or injury, or even knock, or even tired.
Exactly, and that's when rotating in either Romagnoli or Musacchio it's gonna come in huge. I think having Musacchio and Bonucci is gonna be perfect. It's gonna now Romagnoli can he can take time on his recovery. He doesn't have to risk getting playing time only to be worse, and I think he'll be fine. It's kind of scary to say that he didn't need surgery because maybe the surgery would have been better, and hopefully it's not something that gets worse. But I think he'll be okay. I think Montella. I think it's a great problem to have. If one defender's not working, you have another one, and vice versa.
Another one that's right there and available. And
I wouldn't be too worried about Romagnoli. If he comes back later on in the year, he'll come back and he'll pick up right where he left off. And if that doesn't work, then we have another, borderline world-class defender in Musacchio who can help just as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, exactly. And I think Musacchio, for the price we bought him at, people didn't. Again, it's an underrated signing because he was part of one of the best defenses in La Liga in Villarreal.
Yeah, second best defense.
Yeah.
So, he's a player that he was probably our best player last week. Sorry, excuse me. And he was one of the best. There's this hiccups. Basically, there was no funny business happening near him.
He's really solid and he's really calm, which is what I like.
And that's what I like. It's a guy that basically he's quiet. Like he's just quiet guy, does his job on the field, and that's it. And that's kind of one of those guys, right? Like it's one of those guys who, and he's actually small for a defender. He's not very big.
He is, but he's very agile, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
he's agile. He's pretty quick too. Like he's not light and fast. But
last week and this week, he's had a few attempts at goal with his head. I noticed.
I think he could be the fee we got him for, 18 million. I think that's going to turn out to be a bargain. I think the 18 million for Rodriguez is going to.
For a defender, being 26, you're young.
Defenders and goalkeepers play longer.
A lot of defenders don't develop until a couple of years.
I mean, Bonucci's a perfect example. He's at his best and he's 30.
Yeah, and people need to understand that at 30 you can still be a great defender. Look at Barzagli. Look at Barzagli. He's 36.
Like, almost like he has one foot in the retirement home, and he's still pretty good.
Still one of the best defenders in my opinion, in my eyes. So you think about it. He signed a 5-year contract. After his 5-year contract, guaranteed he's still good. And you don't have to be fast to be good. People need to understand this.
Positioning is the most important thing, and reading the game.
Yeah, you have to be able to see. You have to be one step ahead, right, of everything else, and that's kind of how you're gonna be. What separates the good players from the great players, right? And I don't know. It's just we'll see, and it's gonna be a great sign. I can't wait to see them play, which is gonna be happening very soon. Yeah. They're gonna be playing our next competitive match because they'll probably play in our friendly next week, and they'll play in our next competitive match because Fassoni said they are, and Montella said they are, so they're playing. Like you can understand when the bank gets deposited, we're not going to know about it. We're not going to know about it. Like, we're not going to know about it. They're not going to announce. Like, the Milan Twitter account website is not going to announce. Bonucci and Biglia bonds deposit. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, no, they're already.
Well, I mean, they're already registered for the Serie A, aren't they?
You go on the Serie A website. I literally just did it again today. Go on the Serie A website. Go to our team. They're there. They're registered. They're there. There's no issues. People are just trying to. They're trying to.
People who don't know about how financial structures work are trying to pick apart our financial structures, and it's kind of.
And look at Pallotta. He tried to pick apart our financial structure, and Fassone literally ended him.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. That was like I woke up to that. I was like, damn, he just got roasted, man.
Yeah, he got roasted. It was terrible. I don't know if both of you guys saw that, but I read it and I'm like, wow, like Pallotta looked like a complete idiot.
He apologized after too. He took a massive L.
Yeah, he took a huge L. I wanted to talk about our fullbacks too.
Do you mind if I say one more thing about the center backs?
Go ahead, sure. Yeah.
I think if you look at Real Madrid last season, they had Ramos, Pepe, and Varane, 3 great center backs, all at once, and they had Nacho on the bench. And like that's kind of like us having Romagnoli, Bonucci, Musacchio, and then Gomez on the bench. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a similar type situation. Obviously, other than Bonucci, our defenders aren't as good as Pepe and Ramos and Varane. But I think it's good to have, like, you don't want to rotate the defense too much because you need them to gel, but it's good to have options for those, like, because defenders are likely to get yellow cards and get suspensions, stuff like that. So with 3 competitions, hopefully, it's nice to have options for sure. So I think,
I agree.
Like, it's a good problem to have that we have too many good defenders. So, like, a few years ago, we were choosing between Mexes and Zapata, man. It's
oh god.
Yeah, no, I don't. I totally agree. Let's. I just want to talk about fullbacks. Because fullback is a huge thing, and you look at the best teams in the world. They all have good fullbacks who are able to get up and down in the play.
Yeah.
Look at Real Madrid, and you look at Real Madrid, and they have Carvajal and Marcelo. And you look at how they dominated Juventus. They dominated them in the Champions League final. And a lot came from their fullbacks, and I think almost all their goals, at the one that Modric set up, came from the fullbacks, from wide out.
Oh yeah, Carvajal was instrumental. He assisted Ronaldo directly, and then he played in Modric for that one. Nowadays, I think Marcelo assisted Asensio. Like, it was a masterclass.
Asensio, è finita, Asensio. you guys see the picture of the Milan fans?
Yeah, the guys with the jerseys. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally had
Yes.
Asensio 4-1 and Finita at the bottom. That's literally the most banter. That's awesome. Like, I always cheer my Juve, like my friends are Juve fans. I always say Asensio, and I literally tweeted it. I think I tweeted. I said if a Juve fan ever chirps, just respond to them with this. And I put the GIF of Asensio. Let me try to find it real quick. While I'm trying to find it, honestly, and let's talk about. And Wally just tweeted at me saying talk about Cafu and how he's talk about Conte and how he's the white Cafu. Honestly, Conte looked unreal today. He was terrific. He just up and down the field. Him and Ricardo Rodriguez, and just up and down the field for the whole match. They just look so good and so calm on the ball, and they just look like they know exactly what the hell they're doing. And it's so different from having De Shitlio and stuff like that. And it's just so different. Like, what do you think, Rodrigo? What do you think? And I know you agree with the point with the fullbacks being a big part. Having fullback, with Conte 21, Ricardo Rodriguez 24, with having, Conte's 20. I'm not sure. Whatever. Conte and Ricardo Rodriguez, having those guys as their fullbacks, starting fullbacks, with the guys like Antonelli, Abati, the fullback too, having those Calabria, having those guys on the bench. There's so much depth there, and you need fullbacks who, even if they're not as great defensively, they have to be able to chip in offensively, and these guys can both do that. We've seen this, right? So what do you think about them? What do you think about the importance of fullbacks?
I think they're going to be huge for us this season on both ends. You were just mentioning Real Madrid and how key their fullbacks were last season. And, you look at teams like Juventus, like Dani Alves last season literally decided to tie himself. Well, I believe it was against Monaco. So I think it's going to be – I think they're going to add a lot of help. Rodriguez he scored a goal last game. He assisted a goal against Bayern. He almost had a goal today. I don't know if he got the assist for Cutrone's goal, but he played a big part in it. And, when you look at how effective they can be on both ends, it's huge. The last few seasons, we've had absolutely no threats on our flanks, aside from our wingers when we had Bonaventura and Suso. And when you have guys like Rodriguez and Conte making overlapping runs and
amazing, lovely sight,
and tracking back, and just adding a lot of energy, I think it's going to be huge. Like, Milan completely revolutionized the back line. And that's not only gonna help in defending and keeping clean sheets, but it's also gonna be huge in attack. Rodriguez is great going forward. Conte almost scored today. He just got lucky on the rebound. But I think they're gonna be so important. Conte was the best fullback in Serie A last season for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And Rodriguez is already showing us that he can pretty much help on both ends. So I think they're gonna be important. I think they're gonna be decisive, and I honestly can't wait for them to gel more and to hit top form.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I was just so happy, just so happy when I see like those overlapping runs, and Conte made like 4 amazing tackles, like this pinpoint, got the ball back to won the throw, and it's just things we didn't see from De Shitlio and even Abati. Like, I like Abati as a person, so De Shitlio I don't like as a person that much, but Abati I do. So I don't know. I just honestly, any player who flirts with Juve for 3 years honestly is dead to me. But I don't know. It's just just the way that they can contribute. Honestly, it's awesome, and I just love it. The San Siro, every time we made a good play and everything, you hear the clapping. I love it. The atmosphere is insane, and the 65,000 fans at San Siro on a Thursday against Craiova, a team that no one's even heard of before till now. I love it. I love how I saw in the crowd everybody was wearing the new jerseys and stuff, like the jersey from this year, and I love how I saw the videos of the name of when they announced the lineup, and the announcer's the first name, they said the last, right? And I just get so pumped up when I hear those videos, and I heard them, and they all know their names, even like Kalanoglu, even though it's a hard ass name to say, and they all said it anyways. Like, it's just awesome atmosphere, and it's like Milan's a team, it's on the rise. Like, it's just so different, and I don't know, it's just I don't know, just seeing a fullback like that, it makes you smile that, wow, like these two guys in these positions might be the most important because that's where he relax and
honestly,
Scafu.
It's insane how like much they help on both ends. You know, you had Conte out there with his tackles on point. Rodriguez, you know, his marking was always very tight and never like dangerous for us in any way. And then you see them going forward and you see them crossing the ball like as if they were throwing it with their hands. It's ridiculous how much is going to help, and everyone else is gonna benefit from this. I wanted to touch on a little bit on Andre Silva. I think, you know, when he came in, I don't know if you guys saw, he had some plays where you know, he just shook off defenders like nothing, and
yeah, I know.
Obviously he couldn't do much, you know, or he didn't really get a chance to score. But
yeah,
I think, you know, I know a lot of fans kind of worry about it when they want.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I'm honestly like, he's literally played like 60 minutes and they've all been off the bench.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's good to see him the way we've seen him like today. You know, he can get by defenders and he can, you know, he distributes the ball well. He's unselfish and he moves well. So I think I hope that I mean, obviously we're not, but I hope that other fans don't lose too much faith in him. You know, he's still very, very young, and you know, coming from, you know, the Portuguese league to Italy, it's a big transition, and it's going to take some time for him to adapt. But I think he did very well today. I think he looked good. I think he was very involved, and I hope he gets going soon. What did you guys think of him today?
Andre Silva, I think Andre Silva is going to be an amazing player, and I just remember him. I remember people talking about him when he played for Porto. I remember watching that he scored a bicycle last year. I remember just seeing it and stuff like that. And then I have a lot of Portuguese friends too, and they everybody in the Portuguese national teams in the federation, they also think he's the future of their team. Even you know, he's the future of the federation, and even Cristiano Ronaldo. Before we signed him, we called Cristiano Ronaldo and talked to him about Andre Silva. How cool is that? It's pretty damn cool. Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the best players of all time, and he's telling us, sign this guy, you sign him.
I mean, Cristiano's going to be with us next year, I'm guessing. So
I think Cristiano has to do with it. I think he's Mr. X, to be honest.
Why'd they take the number 7 off Niang?
Yeah, see, like, no, Niang.
You know what I mean?
That's what yes, exactly.
Niang went to 94. Niang went to 94. Honestly, Niang went to 94 so he can
buy a left wing.
Or Cristiano Ronaldo. And it just makes so much sense. Like Mirabelli said, Ronaldo, we're ready to open negotiations. That's it.
I think Niang went to 94 because that's going to be his FIFA rating.
Oh, of course. For sure.
100%.
But no, I think, well, going back, just looking at this whole number thing, if you think about, I mean, Niang pretty much had 7 on lock. I don't think he preferred 94 over 7. So I think they're saving that number for someone special, which is probably going to be our
Ronaldo.
I don't know if Ronaldo's possible this summer. I think maybe Keita Balde might still come. I think maybe they have the 7 in reserve for him. Another possibility could possibly be Alexis Sanchez. But I think he's probably off to who wants him now, Man City?
Yeah, I think Man City. Maybe Barcelona.
Barcelona want him back. I think he might go to Barcelona.
No, I think honestly, I think Cristiano Ronaldo is coming to us. He wants to play. He wants to play in Milano. I think
maybe next year. I don't think.
Yeah. No, he wants to play. I think he's gonna play with Andre Silva. Then we're gonna add a little Renato Sanchez action, a little Portuguese action. You know, it's gonna be all great. It's gonna be great. Our left side is gonna have Renato Sanchez, Ronaldo, and then it's gonna be Andre Silva, and they're all gonna speak Portuguese to each other.
All this positivity, man.
It's like Rocco Di Milano said, positivity force.
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly, it's gonna be sick. Ronaldo, didn't Mirabelli say that we asked about Ronaldo or something like that?
Oh yeah, no, like we asked Real Madrid about him or Jimenez about him. Like we asked somebody, and like our management has balls, man. Like. Yeah, you don't just ask for Ronaldo out of nowhere. Like you gotta have some. You gotta be able to make it happen to ask for him.
Fasone has balls for saying today, yeah, we're looking at Ibra, Falcao, and Aubameyang. Like this.
Exactly. When was the last time? When did Galliani ever say we were after?
Uncle Fester freaking said never he said 99.9%.
Yeah, but he never admitted, oh, we're looking at this guy, or said, oh, we're talking about this guy.
He was always really coy about stuff, Galliani.
Yeah, so I think it's different. I think Fasone and Mirabelli are probably our two best signings, for sure.
Oh, for sure. No, but you know what? I always love Galliani, though, so I don't think it's his fault. I think it was a lack of funds that kind of screwed him over.
I think he got lazy by the end. He would rather terminate contracts than sell people. I mean, look at like Fasone and Mirabelli. They're working hard to sell our dead wood. We got De Chilio. We sold him for 12 million, which is 12 million more than he's worth. We sold Ellie for what, like 4 million, I think. Kuchka we sold for 6 million.
Who did we sell?
Which was it? Rodrigo Ellie.
Who the hell is Ellie? It's Eli, isn't it?
Is it Eli? I don't know.
I think it's Ellie because he's Brazilian. I've heard Brazilians say his name Ellie.
Rodrigo Eli is trash.
Oh, he's garbage.
He was good last preseason. I thought
do you remember?
He played a good preseason, and then he got like a red card in his first game.
He got a red card against Fiorentina, and he never saw the field again. He never saw it again. He was done. Mihailovic gave him one shot, and he screwed it. He's done.
But that shattered his confidence. I feel like after that, it was I think he just something. He needed a new club, and he did good on loan at Alaves last season. So
okay, so yeah, in the chat, Carlos Olgiati says it's Eli, Eli.
Yeah, Rodrigo Eli. That's how they say.
Rodrigo Eli.
Okay.
Yeah. Aren't you Braziliano, Rodrigo?
Yeah, my dad speaks it, so that's.
Well, Portuguese.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want Cristiano Ronaldo too? He's Portuguese.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's gonna happen.
I think at some point it is. Honestly, I think at this point we can dream about it. If we got Bonucci out of nowhere and we're building,
if we want to pay 35 million in wages, Ronaldo's ours.
Well, the thing is, I think we have to be careful with FFP, so that's why I don't think it'll happen this.
We don't know what FFP is. Never heard of it.
Because like we're gonna make crazy revenues this year, like no doubt, with shirt sales, with ticket sales, everything like that. Because everybody wants to see us succeed again, and I think we are gonna succeed again. So we're gonna make a lot of like revenues and stuff, and I think we're gonna qualify for the Champions League, which will help.
Well,
but we're already like
top four. We gotta get top four. We can't be cocky and say it's gonna be easy because it's not. It's gonna be hard. There's so many good teams in Serie A. Lazio's still there. I know they lost.
I don't think they'll get top four.
Inter's still there. Inter's coming. They're coming.
I'm sure.
I don't know about Inter signings though. I mean,
no, Inter signings are trash, like low key trash.
I think Valero was good.
I like Valero. I think Valero's older, but
Vecino. How does Vecino upgrade anybody?
I mean, Dalbert's coming. You know what I'm saying? They increased their offer to 10 million plus 1 million bonuses. Their whole Dalbert saga has been crazy, man. Dalbert? They would get.
Apparently they signed him. He's done.
No, I think he's done. But like at the beginning of the Mercato, they were like, "We'll give you 15 million for him," and they were like, "We want 30." Okay, 15 million and 5 bonuses.
I said this last episode.
Oh, did you?
I said I was chirping, and you must have been listening. Yeah, you must have been listening.
I was listening last week. I don't remember that, but I guess you probably said it.
I literally said it was 15 million. They wanted 30, so I said, okay, 15 and some bonuses. That's not 30.
But yeah, I think the top four will be Napoli, Juve, us, and Roma in no order.
There's no way, because there's no way Napoli wins Scudetto. Those guys are bottling merchants. All they do is bottle. They're not going to win anything. I don't care how good a football Napoli plays. They bottle it.
I think they
I like Sadi, but all these Sadistas, shut up. They play great football. Woohoo. But what have they won?
The thing is they have Gulam and Albiol in defense. They're not going to win anything with Gulam and Albiol.
Then upgrade. I don't understand.
I want them to upgrade because I want pressure on Juve. I don't want to see Juve get another freaking Scudetto. Like that's not. I don't want to. I couldn't.
No. Honestly, it'd probably be Roma win the Scudetto. Supermarket.
I don't see that. I think
If they
Inter
hold on to
gonna finish-
Manolas, I think they could.
No, yeah, right. I'm kidding. Supermarket.
I think Inter are gonna finish above Roma. I think, Roma
No,
they're
yeah,
good. They're so they
I was kidding. No, I was
midfield.
kidding. I was kidding about
No,
Roma.
Roma are good, man. If they get Mahrez,
Roma's trash. They're a supermarket. They're a supermarket, and it doesn't matter. Monkey literally said it himself. The joke literally writes stuff. We are not a supermarket. Okay, you just sell your best attacker. Okay, you sell one of your best young midfielders, and you sell your starting defender, but you're not a supermarket. Okay, all right.
Hey man, it's time for Emre Moore. You know what I'm saying, Mr.
Emre Moore,
Roulette?
oh my God, Emre Moore is not even going. His agent said other reports are fake.
They have that kid Unda.
Yeah. I think Juve might win the Scudetto again because there's no way Napoli to Spal at home, and they'll that's what they do. They bottle. That's them. They literally were beating Atletico like 2 days ago, like 1-0. They were beating them 1-0, and they gave up 2 goals in like 5 minutes and lost. Like that's literally Napoli.
I think if Napoli can buy a left back center back to replace Gulam and Albiol, I think they could a serious challenge for it.
Yeah, if Napoli gets like Paletta and they buy
main man Baldini, man.
If Napoli buys Paletta and maybe like Nagatomo from Inter. Inter's coming.
Hey man, Baldini is good. Baldini was like five in the first.
Yeah, first half he was a beauty. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to talk about those poverty clubs, anyways.
Yeah, we're rich. We don't.
Yeah, I know we're filthy rich. We literally wipe our butt with like 100 million euros. Anyways, yeah, no, Belotti's done. He's not coming. He's too expensive. Cairo's an idiot. He's too. You know what? I kind of hope that Belotti only scores 15 goals next year.
Same. That's what I was gonna say.
He scores 15 goals, and then he only sells them for like 30 million euros because he's not worth anything else. It's just kind of shitty that the starting striker is going to be playing for Torino for the World Cup in a World Cup year.
I mean, if he performs like he did last year, it's
but I just
good.
don't like.
It'll be good.
I just don't like how you're playing Torino in a World Cup year and you're the starting striker.
Giaccherini was part of the Euro squad, wasn't he?
Yeah, sorry.
He was starting midfield.
Yeah, I know. Wait, who? Giaccherini? Yeah, okay. That's just Conte's kind of like. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to. Oh my God. Sorry, I just read this thing on Twitter. This guy's name is Dick Pound.
Speaking of Twitter, Waleed was lit, man. He was
what did he say?
Tweeting along to our podcast, man. He was talking about
he tweeted along. Oh my God. This guy's name is Dick Pound. That's his name, Dick Pound. Like Dick Pound. That's his actual name. That's terrible.
That's not real. That can't be real.
I'll DM you a tweet right now. He's in the IOC, the Olympic Committee. Dick Pound. Sportsnet just tweeted, IOC's Dick Pound rips NHL for its Olympic decision. Look at all the replies.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Waleed for live tweeting, man.
Yeah, I know. Waleed's a beauty. Anyways, let's move on. Why can't we win the Scudetto? Okay, well, Paul Perota says, why can't we win the Scudetto? You're right. But I just want to be realistic. I don't want to say we're going to win the Scudetto in the first season.
I think we have a realistic chance, but it might be a little bit too difficult.
That's what I think. Roger, what do you think about that?
I agree. I think we have a chance too, and on paper we can definitely match up against Juve and Napoli, Roma, all those teams that are in the top. But at the same time, I don't have to place all this pressure on Montella and new guys. I definitely see us finishing top four and reaching Champions League, which is the ultimate goal. But Make it lucky. I think was it in the 80s the last time that we finished really low, and then the year after, or I think it was the year after, like right when Berlusconi took over, we won the Scudetto.
Yeah.
Something. History repeats itself, so we can dream about it, but I wouldn't put all that pressure on the team. I think finishing top 3 or top 4 is more realistic, and it's something that we will accomplish. And come February, March, if we're at Scudetto level, then we can definitely dream about it and then place all our chips in that. But I think just finishing in Champions League and having a good run in Europa League is going to be a pretty successful year. And if we can win Coppa Italia, that'd be nice too. Sorry, guys, I lost my connection for a little bit. Luke, are you there, dude?
Yo, hello? My mic was muted there. That's weird. Did I cut out?
Yeah, I cut out for a little too.
No, I couldn't. I left.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So did you guys hear anything I said? What was the last thing you heard me say?
You were responding to Rodrigo when he was talking about our Scudetto.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna before we end the episode, I was gonna list just tell everybody the list of teams that Milan could draw for the second Europa League round, and this is the teams. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh though. Okay, so the first one. So we're a seeded team, right? So like Everton, Fenerbahce, Bilbao, Ajax, Milan, we're all the seeded teams, right? Okay. These are the unseeded teams, okay? And you're going to laugh. Okay, so the first one is Meritimio from Portugal. You ever heard of that before?
Dangerous.
Yep.
I've seen them on FIFA.
Okay, next, Rosenborg from Norway. Heard that before?
I have. They're not bad, but should still be a little training session for us.
Okay, Hajduk Split. You heard of them before?
Oh, please, no, not them.
Okay, they're from Croatia. Sheriff Tiraspol.
What?
Ever heard of them?
Sounds like you're cussing someone.
No.
They're from what country is that? I don't even know. I don't even know what that flag is. I'm just gonna skip that one. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna look it up. Tiraspol. Where are they from? Oh, Moldova. They're from Moldova.
Oh wow! No, they have to be the easiest people in the.
Apollon Limassol. Ever heard of them?
No, I think I heard something like that. No.
Yeah, they're from Cyprus, I think.
Oh wow!
I think they're from. No, are they from? Yeah, they're from Cyprus. Yes, they're from Cyprus. FC Alexandria.
What?
Okay.
No?
Okay.
They're from Ukraine. Have anybody who's listening right now, you guys ever heard of any of these teams? I haven't.
I've heard of.
I heard of like the
next.
first 3 or 4 listed.
Next.
Nothing.
Videoton. Videoton.
Oh, I've heard of them.
No, you haven't.
I swear on my life I have. Are they from Hungary?
Yeah, you just know because. Yeah, they are actually.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, I've heard of them. Red Star Belgrade. You've heard of that, right?
I've heard of them too. Yeah.
Isn't that where Vidic came from?
I don't know. This is the next game. This is the next one. Skedinburo Korče.
Oh, that's Albanian team, man.
I know it's an Albanian team. I knew you were gonna say that. Next one is Uranus. No, Utrecht. Utrecht.
Oh, Utrecht?
Yeah.
The
from
Dutch
the
team?
Netherlands.
Yeah, they're Dutch. And this one is
Okay.
AEK Athens. Okay, we know them.
Yeah.
Then we got from Austria, Reindorf Attach.
What's attached?
Okay. The next, a reindeer. Reindeer Attach.
Reindeer attached. Nice.
AEK Larnaca from Cyprus. This team doesn't even have a name. They're just called FH. What the heck's that? From
Fuck
Iceland. FH. Okay, DeMar DeRozan. FH. Okay. All right. So the next one is Vitrul Constanta. Take a wild guess from where they're from.
Luxembourg.
No, Romania.
Okay.
So we might have to do a Romanian double madness. Ozijek.
No idea.
Any guess?
Slovakia.
No, Croatia. Vardar.
No idea.
Macedonia.
Jeez.
Ostersund.
No idea.
Shikenja.
Shkandia?
Shindia.
Yeah, Shkandia is Albanian, I think.
No, they're not. They're from Macedonia. Okay. The last one, Saduva Marjabampoli.
What? Is that a Polish team?
Right back at you.
No. Saduva Marjampoli. Okay, the country starts with an L.
Luxembourg. Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Yeah, Lithuania. Jonas Valanciunas.
Oh, damn.
So those are so guys, for the listener, those are the teams that Milan could draw tomorrow. So honestly, from my standpoint,
Give me the Lithuanian team, dude. We'll get like 8-0.
I'm probably looking for a nice two-leg affair with reindeer attach.
Yeah, maybe we'll have some reindeer attached to us on the way back.
Yeah, no, honestly, I like to play FH from Iceland. Imagine like Milan FH. That's it.
I know, right?
A team I want to avoid. Well, I've heard of Red Star Belgrade, so I want to avoid them. They're probably D's. I've heard of Rosenborg, and I've heard of AEK Athens, so they're probably all D's.
I want to avoid Sandoval because I don't want them to get eliminated. So.
No, screw them.
No, man. Albanian team's got to do well, dude.
Hey, no offense. No one gives a crap about the ice.
No, the league's garbage, but like, I can have hope.
Waleed said that's Hagi's Romanian team. Well, screw Hagi. Legend. Red and black are back. Nice tweet, Suzo. Anyways, so yeah, that's who we can draw tomorrow. I think the draw is at 11 a.m. tomorrow or our time, or it'd be like 8 a.m. Rodrigo's time. But yeah, honestly, guys, that's basically what we wanted to talk about in the podcast today. A nice match recap. Milan 3-0 aggregate on Craiova. Advancing to the next round of Europa League in a 65,000 packed San Siro. And yeah, I mean we're gonna end it off now. I've been talking for over an hour, but it's gonna be pretty exciting. I'm excited to see who we draw. The first game will be in the week of August 20th. It'll be after our first Serie A game, so stay tuned for that. The Bonucci and Biglia thing, they're gonna be playing our first committed match. Don't worry. Fasone said they'll be playing. Montella said they'll be playing. So don't worry. Don't read those. So guys, do not read those silly reports. I can't stress enough. So yeah, honestly, guys, we're gonna wrap things up. Mike couldn't be here today, which is sad, but he'll be here next pod, hopefully. Jurgen, the co-admin of the Milan guys, thanks for coming out again.
Thank you. It was fun.
And yeah, Rodri, good friend of mine. Thanks for coming out again. We'll definitely have you on. I know you always want to be on. So
yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks for coming out, eh? Yeah, it's been a good episode. Honestly, there hasn't been much Milan news lately for a good podcast, but we thought it'd be good for a match recap.
Hey, man, it's the calm before the storm. We're gonna light the Mercato up again.
Yeah, we'll probably let the Mercato. I think we'll make 1 or 2 more signings depending on the prices and what happens.
I think 3 signings would probably be like a striker, a winger, and then a backup center mid.
I don't know if we're gonna sign 3 guys. Maybe a young player.
I think Renato Sanchez and 1 more striker.
Yeah, no, maybe. But just a quick thing here, just before we go, and we're gonna go after this. I just tweeted Locatelli Masterclass. So he listen to the stats. So he had 129 balls played. He passed 29 passes, 117 passes completed, 93.2%. 100% aerial duels, and he won 6 balls back.
Good numbers. It was a small team.
That's amazing. That's a masterclass. I know it's a small team, and honestly, it's a small team, so we can't say too much. But it's good. It's just good for a 19-year-old like Locatelli to have a game like that.
No, and good to see Montella still has faith in him to play him. So that's big.
No, exactly. I love Montella. I believe in everything he does. So. Yeah, we're gonna wrap things up, guys. Kind of get a little boring. So, thanks again, guys, for coming out. It's been good, and I'm really happy doing these podcasts. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll come back with episode 12 next week or the week after. Oh wait, no, Rosenberg has Lord Bentner playing for their team. No, we want to avoid them for sure. We want to avoid them for sure. He would definitely score 2 goals. Okay, all right, guys. Let's end it off. Thanks for coming out. Okay, ciao ragazzi, Forza Milan.